Super excited that you guys are here today. I want my audience to also get to know you guys a little bit better. What do you do? I see the comments there. We see you now. All right. So cool, you guys. Hey, Venice. That's Venetia. Hey, Venetia. Yes, let's go. So let's get started. Let's rewind a little bit back. And what got you guys into this crazy world of, Facebook groups? What led you down this rabbit hole? Because not a lot of people know you can monetize from groups, and less people even do it successfully. So let's get into what series of events led you guys here?
Well, we started with a small group. So we had two separate businesses. I'm a healer and a channel, and Cheryl is an intuitive branding artist. And so I started off healing clients from their emotional stuckness. And then eventually they wanted to start their own businesses. So then I would refer them to Cheryl for branding, and she can tell you what she did after that.
And then, so once they felt completely aligned with who they were actually ready to actually start with their entrepreneurial journey in a way that, had the ability to brand them and feel good about them being in a good place to start branding them. And so that's where we actually started, is like our separate businesses. And then we decided on a whim to actually come together. And so both of us have been taking, other courses and numerous coaching and things like that. So we already knew about Facebook groups. And so what we did was we started collaborating together and decided to bring our services together. And that's where our business really began, especially expanding and doing a lot of like things within Facebook groups. So we only started, I think, with about 200 or less in our Facebook group, and we were able to monetize with some of the concepts and the programs that we had. It was like really beautiful and amazing how things happened and shifted and all of that. And so that's where it all started. And now we have other wonderful programs and everything that we're helping people with. But that's sort of like the very, very beginnings.
Yeah. And then we saw your crazy ad and we were like, who is this crazy chick? And we're like, we need to know her. we fell in love with you, Kim.
Oh man, I'm glad that so you're already, so let's take a step back. And by the way, thank you for falling in love with me. I love you guys too. It's mutual. So let's take a step back. You already have been in other coaching program courses, funnels, you've been helping people. So after seeing the ad, what compelled you to go, okay, I want to get another program and get into this, even though you already have all your prior knowledge and experience and you were already coaching people? What was the deciding factor in that, and why do you feel compelled to say, all right, I want this too?
I think your system was really different, and we'd done pop-up groups and things like that before, but part of what, you always say is that you all are leaving money on the table, right? And so I think that was like the biggest thing that Cheryl and I started to get connected to. And so in enacting your strategies, it really was terrific because we were able to curate a different type of audience experience. Like we were used to doing like the one and done kind of launches, like come to one masterclass, come see us live stream in the group, and then that was it. And so this was really our first time really diving into, having the masterclass and then having the VIP sessions. And I actually think that is what made a big difference for us, is that additional interaction that we had not had before. And so that really attracted us because it was a new way of doing things that we had not yet tried.
And the other part of it too is like we were also, like launching is beautiful and everything like that. It can be very stressful as well. And so we were looking to actually just put more tools in our basket of how we can go about launching, because we all are about organic marketing and launching as well. And we just wanted, and this is like actually like the really cool thing I believe about Cecelia and I, is we love learning new things and applying them and seeing what works and what doesn't work. And I think that's like part of our magic, is that we're not always like married just to like one sort of thing, but this strategy, the way that we have done it through your methods, Kim, has really helped us in terms of really connecting even further with people, even deeper. And that's where, like for Cecelia and I, we know that's where the conversions really lies, in the connection and how, like even us energetically, when it comes down to allowing people to see and hear you and what you're all about, they need that little bit of time. They need that little bit of space to really get to know who you are and what we can do for them. And so that was a really, really huge difference. We love that method. I think what we're going to do is we're going to keep that method, because this is the thing. We always try new things and see what works and what doesn't work. And like, we just love how things came, and we're still actually not in like mid-launch anymore, but like we're coming to the tail end of the calls, and we still have like, I think another 20 to 30 calls maybe left.
Maybe, yeah, maybe a few. Yeah, we have quite a number left. And what's neat is our clients that we've signed said to us what they loved is that we were giving real, true value without even focusing on the sale. Like, they felt our sincerity and our genuineness. And so that's kind of how we've been able to grow our business from the beginning. But this model was really different and wonderful. And in fact, I know you have 13K there, but Cheryl and I were just counting this morning. And so we actually are at 22K, and we think we're going to sign someone today. So it should put us at 27, which is amazing.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? The great news about technology is that I can change it. There you go.
I love it. I love it. I love how fast you are about that too. It's like click, click, and done. That's hilarious.
Oh my God. I love it. And the great thing that I've discovered, and speaking about, going deep with your audience and having this be a different form of talking to them, where you're having all these connections. One is that it's led to 30. You said you have 30 calls left from what was your amount of book calls like before you tried our methods, and then now you said 30. So I kind of want to dive into that. Like, how did that change the way people are booking and also showing up to your calls? And so let me know how did that change, or was it the same, or this is the first time, candidly, you guys, this is the first time I'm talking to them after their live. So I'm learning as I'm going. So.
Well, it's definitely different. It's definitely a different process again with this, because like the amount of people that are showing up is more, like I think we were talking about this before, both Cecelia and I, and we're like, we've never booked this many calls in a week. I think like maybe at the most we had 7 calls in a week. But now altogether, I think we had 50, right? So we've spread them throughout the month, because, like we actually are really good with boundaries and time and things like that, like because we believe in ease and flow in business. But so that's how we've done it. But definitely with the amount of calls that we've booked, it's been really amazing to see how people are reacting and responding in a different way than using your methods versus what we have done before. Because there's a lot of it is like the connection, the sense of urgency, and also the strategy is a little bit different. So that was what was really cool about that. And so we were actually like really excited about that, because we're like, holy crap, like we haven't experienced like this many calls before. And so that was a lot easier to be able to connect to people even further and deeper in that way. And I think that's like one of the biggest differences that we found with these like types of launching methods.
Yeah. And the scholarship was good too. That a lot of people applied, and we actually had trouble making a decision because there were so many amazing applicants. We were like sitting there, we're like, how are we going to choose, right? And people were waiting to see if they were going to win, because we gave 50% off our high ticket program. And so everybody was kind of like waiting to sign on, but they're like, what if I win? And so they all like, it was kind of cool and fun. And we really awarded it to someone who we felt was super deserving. And the people who still applied for the scholarship still signed up, even though it was full price, which is so incredible. And I think that's kind of the neat thing, is to create, like just like Cheryl was saying, it's the urgency, the kind of feeling of, I'm going to miss out on something if I don't take part in this, if I don't get in on the action. And that was like a big part of the newness of this feeling that was created in the pop-up group.
Amazing. What I heard was that one of the things you mentioned, and I want to go back to that, is, by the way, 50 book calls in 5 days. What the heck? Yay! Let's celebrate. You mentioned something that was really key. You said that the people felt like they were seen and heard, and you gave actual value. And that probably contributed to the type of people that came in still, wanted to see if they could win the scholarship. But if they didn't, they saw the true value in your program and they enrolled with you anyway, even if they didn't win the scholarship. And having people say, you know what, my call is 3 weeks from now, but I'm gonna be there for it. It is a different type of energy as well. So I want to get into some kind of questions that I normally have when I'm in a call and see how you guys answer them. Because for me, a lot of people come to me and they're like, that's cool, Kim, you have this ecosystem that exists in the systems, but let me go out there and I can just mimic this, copy this, or I can just figure this out and I don't have to really get your help. What if you felt like you didn't come in and get the resources and the help that you got inside of Ignite? Like, how would you answer someone that says, I'm just going to go out there and try it and then I'll come back to you, Kim? Give me your response to that type of thinking.
That's a really good question. Because like we ourselves, like because we've gone through other coaching programs, but especially like in terms of this one, doing it yourself takes longer. Absolutely. Because the thing about being able to follow, and again, Cecelia and I, like we always have these conversations back and forth. The reason why we've come to this point, and always like within our business, we like to like oversee and kind of overview of the things that have been working and haven't been working. And definitely one of the things is when you can calibrate to somebody's energy and level, like, and that's why we came to you and your team, Kim, is because we loved your energy. We loved the structure that you did. It was very simple to follow. And when you have something that is simple to follow, but you're not necessarily, and because you have a whole bank of other videos that we didn't necessarily even touch, you know what I mean? Like we went to the videos that we resonated with the most, and we followed what we felt like could work for us, because we've done launches before and things like that. But what we did like was the simplicity of the explanation. And sometimes we have to like be able to explain things to other people where they can understand it, where they can really understand the ideas of painting the picture of how and what they're going to get from you by the end of this transformation, by the end of this program, by the end of this masterclass. And that's like a really big takeaway that Cecelia and I have been able to really have some resolve within your program. And that was like very eye-opening for us. And we loved, like, honestly, the simplicity is key, even for us, like moving forward in our own programs of how we explain things. Because like sometimes as human beings, we tend to like to talk about things or fluff things up. And that's not necessarily our intention, because we always want to give the best value, but it's also great to see what has been working and why. And this is where Cecelia and I, as coaches and just as human beings, we always take what resonates with us and we leave the rest behind. And as individuals, as business owners and entrepreneurs, we have that ability to take what works and what we feel like works, and also leave behind whatever it is that we don't want to do. And like, I feel like that's the beauty of it. So all the things that you have taught us that we really resonated with worked. The VIP sessions, the videos, the explanation of how thing works. Like we really love the painting the picture, allowing people to actually, when you're communicating to them what your program is and why it's important for them, that's really key for them to buy in as well. So everything, worked in tandem together, which was really huge.
And your team is freaking killer. Your team is amazing,
Yes.
Kim. Like everybody on your team, we loved immediately. Michael, Gab, all the people, like so phenomenal, so on point, super knowledgeable. And if we needed something, they gave it to us. If we didn't know how to do something, they sent us a link. Like your program is so clear, and it actually helps us to see where we in our program can be like really, really present in providing what's needed. So nobody has to sit there and wonder, how do I find this? Here it is, right? And that's like phenomenal. So we are going to actually employ some of those techniques in our new program to really like doubly and tripling, quadruply show up for our new people.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love it. I love everything you said. You said you only took the things that were, the program made it simple and easy for you to understand and implement. When you needed support, people were spot on. They responded with the exact place that you need to go to get that information so you can implement it right away. And then that, on top of that, it inspired you to look at your own program and see the way that you can show up in a bigger way for your own people. And I love that. I love all the things about that. Oh my gosh. And to answer the question earlier, you guys, if you're just jumping in, let me know where you're tuning in from, and also what questions you have, because, you know, the world, that this reality that we live in, where we get to show up, as long as we have the internet, a camera, that we can truly help people be financially abundant while we're doing it, and then serve them at the level that they need. Because there's a saying that I really resonate with, which is the people who need it the most get it the least, in terms of like these maybe lower level programs, or, you know, courses where all they do is watch videos and they're not really getting that transformation that they, you know, that they deserve. So one of the things Cecelia and Cheryl pointed to is it's in that transformation that people really say yes to. It's not just like another course or videos. It's really, can you take them there? And for them to see the true value of your program is delivered. Can it be delivered in a simple way where they can self-select into that process? And that's the environment that we help our clients create. One of the things I want to ask is, you mentioned that you only consume what you needed. So for you to get this type of success, where there's 50 book calls, you have 30 more, you already did $22,000. There might be someone who's coming in now today that might increase it to 27,000. What is the exact consumption that you had to do to get to this level? And it could be, you know, you're not going to hurt my feelings if you're like, Kim, I didn't watch any of your videos, or I watched like one. So let me know, because it will help those who are listening in to be like, oh my gosh, do I have to watch like 100 modules?
No, that's the beauty of this program, is we didn't even get through the full 670 videos you guys have in the back. Still haven't. What did we watch, Cheryl? We watched like the first set, I think the most important ones, learning about the pop-up group format, which we've done before, but in this different way, the scholarship, the run through of how you guys break down the masterclass was super important and vital. The VIP sessions, like that's kind of really all we needed. Like we had that bank and then we were good. Like, so I think, you know, and I think you even, Kim, on our sales call, you were like, this woman watched 2 videos and she did this much. Like, but it's true. You don't need all of them. You can cherry pick a little bit.
Yeah. But also what we really liked as well is that, you know, you have a certain type of method of doing it within 9 days. We did our launch within 3. And we had already set it that way before we jumped into this program. So what was really beautiful is that you guys actually catered to what we were wanting to do and desiring to do for our launch, which was really amazing. Like, you know, like with the accountability calls, and also with everybody reviewing everything, it was almost like with the team and the support, it was nice. It wasn't like we always had to wonder, or we weren't guessing, you know, like what we should be doing next. Like the answers and the questions that we had were answered promptly, and, you know, like the value was there, and a lot of insights and things that we never thought about before was also provided to us that we could actually take. And, you know, like if, again, we took what resonated and then we left, you know, we have that method for us, but things still work that way. You know what I mean? Like in terms of the favor of how we wanted things to roll. So everything worked out really well.
I love that. And then we also have Facebook user commented, hey, Facebook user. That's what I love about Kim's program too. We can cherry pick and not have to go through every single video to get great results. Amazing. Thank you so much. I want to ask you, and by the way, that's how I like a program design. I want to come in, the few things that I absorbed, I can implement, and then I get results from it. Those give me the wins that I need to continue on with the program and be like, all right, all this stuff is worth it. I love this. And that's the way I am. And there's this saying that I really love, which is you are the client you attract. So for me, I go fast, I pick a few things, I implement, and then I see results. Then I'll continue picking a few things, implementing, and get more results. Oh, that's Michael. Michael Guzman, yay. Hey, Michael. So I want to ask this question. So in terms of, you've done launches before, and one of the key things you said is that you came in here with a 3-day training, and we have a 5-day training model. And instead of us forcing you to be like, no, you got to change and restructure everything that you have to fit this because this is the only way it'll work, and like box you in, we're like, hey, we can work with you on whatever you're doing right now. And that allowed you to go, okay, like it allowed you to not have to think too much about what are the next steps to restructure a bunch of things, but to add on. So that's also something that you mentioned that I want to be like, okay, that's cool. By the way, I am learning a lot of this as I'm going through. I'm like getting your answers in real time right now.
You didn't even just talk about it. Sorry, someone asked earlier how many scholarships we gave away. We only gave away one. And you know what we did that was a little bit different is we decided to ask people to qualify for, aside from the scholarship, to qualify for our day 3 VIP, we asked them to do a video audition inside of our pop-up group. And that was amazing. We got great response. So that was a super cool thing that we decided to kind of switch up a little.
Oh, I love that. Video audition. Yeah. That's great. In order to qualify to get into the VIP session?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah. And they all came.
Yeah. That's so good.
Really well. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So in terms of how much time, let's say time you've saved, and I know that, we can't tell the future. We can't really speak too much in hypotheticals, but this is a hypothetical I'm going to throw out there. How much time do you think that you saved, or how much more did you think you converted or about to convert because of entering into this program versus just going about it as the same way that you've been doing it for the past, months with what you learned? The reason why I ask this question is because sometimes people would come to a program and be like, I don't know if this is going to make that much of a difference in the way that I've been doing things. And I don't know if that, it's going to provide that oomph, that thing that I need. And I want to, please excuse the dog. I'm currently in the middle of my travels and there's a dog barking outside. But yeah, I know we can't be hypothetically what this might happen. I just want you guys to answer that question to the best of your abilities, to see how you guys feel about the time that you saved or the energy that you saved with going through this experience versus just going at it on your own.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, for sure with the other launches that we had, it was very time consuming. Let's be real. A lot of launches are. And I think where this made the difference in terms of just I think the time energy where it was saved is the sort of the guesswork, because when we created launches in the past, we catered it obviously to what the program was, but this made it a lot clearer as to what the steps are to get there. And that's where the time saving really, really helped us, because it was no longer a question. It was more so a focus. And when you have that different type of energy, you can then concentrate on other things in your business, which is what exactly Cecelia and I were looking for. We're not looking to create more work. Both of us are moms, we don't have that much time to dedicate just to business because we have families and things like that now. And that's mainly what we were looking for, is to save the time and the energy so that, in the near future that we will be able to balance it out more. Because with how we were running launches before, it was just a lot of I don't want to say like, I guess, yeah, more guesswork than anything, but like, I think where it did save us the time was it was like, okay, you could do this, this, and this, and this. And it was just very clear that that's the type of results that you could be getting versus what we were doing before.
I think the VIP session saved us a lot of time in the sense that, because the people who were signing are from the ones who attended the VIP sessions, because they're really committed. If they're there by day 3, they're interested. Like, you don't have to waste time wondering, like, does someone really want in? By the time you get there and they get on the call with you after they've been there for 3 days straight, they've been to 2 live streams, 3 VIP sessions, they want your program. Like, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, it just saves us time that way en masse.
So you're like, I already know you want this.
Essentially, yes.
I love that. So you come into a call like with so much certainty, and that probably helps you with, you know, that conviction. Yes. And conviction, yes, is something in sales psychology. It sells more than anything. It's like you being absolutely sure, not only in your own program and your own abilities, but that they're there for the right reasons and they're, you know, they're showing up. And also it kind of speaks to, you know, the type of quality people that you're going to be enrolling to, because they've already, you can prove that they're doing the work, that they do show up. And so it's a different type of energy, even in the enrollment process of coming into your program. They've already, like, you know, they're primed and their mind is in the right place for them to be enrolled. So you probably will experience having clients on a different level, you know, versus like convincing them to go and join your program. Awesome. I love that. I love all of the, by the way, I love interviewing my clients right after they win, because they're just so happy. You guys are just like all giggly, you know? Oh, I love it. And something that you spoke about, you guys are both busy. And one of the things that I get a lot is that, you know, Kim, I'm too busy for a launch. I'm too busy to really go for this thing, or, you know, I'm doing all these things. Will this work for me? What made you guys feel like, even if you're super busy, that you can still do this? You can still enter a program and get the results that you need from the, like, you know, you want from the program. What is it? And your answers might vary because you guys, you know, have different lives. But what is it for you, Cecelia, and what is it for you, Cheryl, that even though you're busy, that you feel like you can still do this?
Because we love our business and we love what we do for people. That motivates me and Cheryl every damn day, right? So we're going to get out of bed and we're going to do what needs doing. And we know that in creating our ease and flow, we're going to put some effort in at the outset, but that's going to benefit us later on down the road. Like, I think that if you don't love your business, then you shouldn't be in it. Like, do something that lights you up, right? Because otherwise, who cares? And I have to say, the quality of clients, as you're talking about that, one of the biggest things, we were selling a high ticket program. Our program is 5555, right? Angel numbers, right? But we were like, in order to get people to buy into you, you know, the really biggest thing was we wanted to call out to our people. And so ironically, the people we've signed into the program so far are exactly who we want. They are spiritual, intuitive female entrepreneurs who are helping them to dive into their gifts deeper, to actually like show up authentically as themselves, build their business from a place of soul and organically. So I mean, in my mind, like what Cheryl and I have done is exactly what we set out to do, which is to touch the lives of people who resonate with us because they're a reflection of who we are. And so that's kind of why we did it. So you'll make the freaking time, whatever it is, make the time, and it'll be worth it at the end of the day.
I love that. I love that. If this is your passion, if you are called to serve your people, you'll make the time. And this is a vehicle in how to do it in a way where it'll attract the right people. Like the people that you're going to work with, they're so aligned with who you want to help. So you're working with more so dream clients than clients you have to like pull and be like, please come follow me. So I love that. So A lot of people don't believe, and because the numbers are so bizarre to, you know, some of my clients or potential clients coming in, and they're like, yeah, can I really do that in that amount of time? And I always allow my own clients who've experienced the speed and, you know, the how fast it is. So I want to ask you, how soon did you feel from the time that you enrolled to, you know, you taking action, that you got a return on your investment inside of the program from when you've invested? I always ask this question because there's a lot of skepticism in the numbers. They're like, really, like that much? And am I able to really do that? And so for you guys, how soon did you feel in after you enrolled into the program that you're like, all right, I believe that I'm gonna get my return on my investment, or you've already like have, and you're like, okay, this is great. So
well, you know what, like for Cecelia and I, like we believe in ourselves so much. Like we believe in what we do, like Cecelia said, 100%. And energetically, that's where we come from. Like that's how we've created our business. That's how we've been able to create our lives. And so we always put forth the energy, because we know that somehow, somewhere, we're going to learn something, and we're going to calibrate to the energy of who we are learning from faster. Because that's the thing about, like, with people who have the results, we always, like, for us, like we want to follow someone we, number one, resonate with energetically, who we really like, who we admire, someone, you know, like who we know that will get us the help that we need. And going through that program, it absolutely delivered. And so this is when we were going through the process, we're like, even for us, we're like, okay, like for us to learn some of the things that we did, like the accountability calls and like the check-ins and all of these things, we can absolutely even, you know, like do that with our own programs. And to see that happening was very resonant with us, because then we're like, okay, well, we can do things even simpler with our own programs and finesse them to where, because our main goal is not just to get us results, but to also get other people results, our own clients. And so to calibrate to that energy is where we really knew and understood going through the program that we saw the difference right away in like the VIP sessions. We saw the difference right away in like the energy of the people, that even as we were going through the days, our 3 days of masterclasses, we were like, wow, these people are on fire. Like we had a really high percentage rate. So I think, I can't remember exactly how many people that we had that were registered. I think like 100 and maybe 150.
Just like 100 people. Yeah.
If I'm not
100
mistaken.
people. Not even, just like 100.
Not even, right. Oh, sorry. No, it was like 100 people, but
Yeah.
the rate up, the show up rate was like, I think like 30 people, close to 30 people at one time. So that percentage rate, we always say like in our launches, it's really great to have like a 5 to 10% show up rate, but this was like a 25 to 30% show up rate. And the energy was different. And so that's when we knew, like going through all the things and taking all the action steps, that we're like, okay, this is going to be different somehow. And by the end of it, by the end of the third day, we, both of us were like, wow, like those calls, those VIP sessions, really getting to know the people, the energy was so different in how the connection really grew. So yeah,
that was, sign up in April. So basically it's been less like 2 months. In 2 months, we got like immediate, we had to learn, embody, put all this stuff in action. And then we launched, you know, and it was quick. It was lightning fast. Like, I think that's the thing. We only signed up for the 3-month program. Like our 3 months are almost done. And we've already got so much huge benefit. Yeah. By the end of 2, easy.
Yeah. So actually what you said, Kim, we're like you, because we like to implement, like we're fast. Like we're like, okay, we like this, we're going to go for it. Like that's just our attitude. And so that's what we're like, okay, yeah, we'll just do it.
We found the money. That's the thing. That's the other thing to remember. Like, I think sometimes we get caught up in this, and this is where people have to change their mindset. Because even, you know, as we have grown from baby entrepreneurs to where we are now, we've only been in business for not even two full years yet. And one of the biggest things is that if people really want to work with you, they will find a way. Like Kim, you gave us the grace and space to find a way. Like we didn't have it right up front. You're like, okay, let's do this. Let's try that. We're like, okay, you know, we just made it happen because we believe in you and we believed in ourselves. So that's the thing. Like you can attract and magnetize clients that are really for you, so that, like you said, you're not kicking the bucket trying to drag them to the water to drink the water. Like they're in there and they're drinking the water.
They're like, more.
I like it is, you know? It's like that. I think that's the biggest part. And what Cheryl and I do love about what we do is we change women's lives. Like, I think that's the difference, is we know that we can do something for these women. We know, like, we've had women completely alter their entire lives thick through thin because of the healing, the transformation, the branding, the understanding, the showing up as their real selves. So at that point, we're like, we have the vehicle. We just need the right people. And now we have the right people, the vehicle, and the strategy. Hey, sky's the limit.
Yeah.
Oh man, I freaking love it. So so it's like, it was 2 months in, you just go and do it, and then you're like, okay, this is totally worth the investment, because even before you were converting, you felt it. You're like, whoa, this is very different. This is working. And out of 100 people, and guys, I really want to emphasize this because it's pretty hard to believe, but out of 100 registrants, 30 people show up for them and they have 50 book calls. That's like, this is 50% of the people saying that I want to have a conversation with you guys.
Right.
And so the message of profiting big on smaller groups, it's a very real thing. You don't need thousands and thousands of subscribers and followers for you to really impact the people. And, you know, really, there's something that I always believe in, which is you will always find your people. And you just need the right vehicle, the correct way to approach it for your people to hear you. And so this is one of those ways. And I love how you said that once you got in to the program, you saw how you can just model after the things that we were doing. And that probably gave you guys more of a peace of mind to think about delivery, because a lot of people talk about conversion, and you know that's something that we help you figure out. But also there's a peace of mind in, how do I deliver? What does delivery look like? How can I scale this out? And you spoke to a little bit about that as well, that I want to touch on. So yeah, the reason why I enrolled into programs and the programs that I purchase now are $40,000, $50,000 masterminds. It's so that I could see, well, how are they doing it? It's so that I can look behind the curtains on what's working, what's not, and pick out the things that I like, and you know, like not let go of the things that I'm like, oh, that's too much, or you know, that doesn't jive with me. But with that said, I do want to ask you guys about like, so to look at the numbers, 100 people signed up, 30 people show up, 50 plus book calls, 22K so far, about to do another maybe 5K, so 27K. How does this change the way that you have been doing business? And then what does it look like now? Like, how does it change your perspective in the things you can accomplish now, and the lives that, you know, you can change? Like, how does that change the landscape of what the next 6 months, the next year look like? I want to not only have you describe it, but also tactically, but also like how your feelings have changed about it. And I always ask this question because it makes me really understand how things have shifted in your mind. And that's, I think that's important. So
I love that question. You can impact more people when you have the right people in front of you, because we used to kill ourselves. Cheryl will agree to this. We used to kill ourselves to get like 400 people into our master classes, but we would still have the same show up rate of between 20 to 25, right? In 400 people. So now we have 100 people, massive show up rate, massive booking rate. And really it was just about the targeted ability to connect with the right people changes the game, in that you are able to make more impact because you're booking more clients that are there for the clarity, for the transformation, for the change. And I think it changes the way we do business, because really the fortune is in the follow-up and the connection. If you have both, you're going to do well, you know? And I think that's just changed our trajectory and our mindset in terms of how we're going to look at our business and how we're going to grow forward, because we know that if we can do that, and really, you have to touch people. That's the whole point. Someone somewhere is looking to be moved and inspired by you. So if you can find that one pinpoint that allows you to do that, then it doesn't matter how you float it forward. If you have a great methodology, you're the right person, they're the right person, it's going to happen. And that is a beautiful thing. I know Cheryl's going to have amazing things to say about that.
Yeah. I was also going to say, like, just like banking off what you said, but like the simplicity of the process is so key. And so like, you know, the clarity and just being able to communicate things in a slightly different way. But like, I just love the ability to like help somebody understand what their own abilities are through the programs or through the services that we have. Like, that's how we, like for Cecelia and I, like that's how we really help to transform lives, is through our own energy, but also helping somebody understand what their abilities are and how they can do it themselves. And that's like what we found was very, very helpful. Because again, like we explain things in a certain way, in a different way, but now that we've actually done a different way that is a lot simpler, a lot easier to understand, a lot easier to actually talk about and communicate even to our own clients, that we have all the confidence in the world that they would be able to do this as well, you know? And so finding this type of strategy and, you know, being able to have all the support and all the other things set in place is where it really opened our eyes as to what else we could be doing within our own business that cannot just like, it's not, you know, obviously we can make more money from this, but we can absolutely help other people open up to their own, you know, like their own spiritual energy and really tap into that, as well as being able to create the abundance that they're looking for themselves. And that's what we really love. It's about, you know, going through this process and going through the program, because like the experience in and of itself is so different than other programs that we've been in.
Oh man, I love that. Yes, our program is not just better, it's different. It's a different animal.
Yes.
Heather says, love that you're showcasing these ladies with these modalities. That was very helpful for me to see that this can work for feminine type businesses.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
It's so important. Like, and I think that's the neat part, is that for people to realize, and this is the thing, you are the engine. Like, each individual person is responsible for their own success or lack thereof. And success has to come from mind-blowing self-belief, but with the right guides. Like, the reason why we're all coaches is because we know that we're a step ahead of somebody and we're going to help that person through that journey. And so at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you do or what you're selling or how you're serving. If you really are amazing at what you do, somebody out there needs you. You can't just stay silent and let that fall by the wayside. You have to do something to change the world.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. That just gave me some tingles right there.
Roll about the tingles, Kim. Just letting you know.
If you have a cure, if you have a solution, then you cannot be quiet. You know, people need you. They need you to be courageous, to be loud, to really be able to reach them. And this is a way to do it. Even if you're not teaching how to make money, even if you're not teaching, no matter what it is that you're teaching, this can absolutely help you. And then also I want to ask about a little bit more, some tactical things. In terms of, you said we really help you paint the vision. Was it like you watch a bunch of modules and then you're trying to figure it out what it is that you're saying in that type of environment? Or like, how did we help you really think about painting the vision? And the reason why I asked this is because, again, it comes back to people believing certain things. They're like, oh, do I have to watch a bunch of videos and then try to figure it out on my own? Like, how did we help you figure out what to say when it comes to talking to your people in a way that really like reached them and your message to them?
I think under like what really helped us was like like understanding, like, I mean, like Cecelia and I already had like our message and what we really wanted to share.
Yeah.
But I think like that what you're talking about in terms of painting the vision for other people is where, you know, like the set of videos really did help us like understand the step-by-step process of how to say it, what to say, but applying it to anything really, because the structure in and of itself, like, can be, of course, for any type of business. And where it applied to us, it was just easy to convert it to what we were saying and doing for our program. But that structure in and of itself was just very simple to follow. And that's what we really liked about that too, was that there was no guesswork, that the videos explained it really clearly, and that on top of that, we had the support, like the extra call to kind of help us go through like, okay, is this how it's supposed to be, just for that extra assurance. Not only did we have the call, we also had, you know, like that really great Slack channel with the full team on there to be able to help us, like, you know, to be on sort of like on call, like, for any of the questions that came up when the videos and or the calls were done, that we had that support where we could just ask a question right away to get some clarification. Because, you know, like Cecelia and I love clarification when it comes down to, you know, like the content and what we have to provide to other people, you know, for our own programs. Like we actually love that people oversee what we're doing so that they can give us their advice. That's what we love. We love the guidance because we know, like, as individuals, like it's too hard to do it yourself. Like, you know, like you can mimic something like that you see, but unless you're actually behind the scenes and knowing what the thought process is, then what you're doing is guessing, and it's going to take you like 10 times as long to get there. And Cecelia and I are not new to entrepreneurship, and we know this. We've been through it, like, you know, even before this program and other programs, of like, we've been through a journey in and of itself to come to this point and to this level. And some people, like, you know, like, and we've come across some people as well where they're like, oh, like, we'll just take some of these strategies and implement it, and that's cool, you can do that. But where the real guidance comes from is those little things. Sometimes you think they're minuscule, but they're very important when it comes down to really taking that vision and helping explain it, because your thought process is so different than someone who is already making 500K a year. What is that difference? You cannot guess that. You have to be able to get into the back of their office, their mindset, be in their energy to actually understand what it is that they're doing and how they are doing it. And so, like, I hope that explained it.
Oh man, that explained it so well. And Heather, we are going to get to that in just a little bit. And the reason why I interview my clients is, you know, not everyone is going to resonate with Kim. Other people are going to resonate with Cecelia, with Cheryl. And, you know, like these interviews, by the way, I do this like live. And so I'm getting information in real time, and it's amazing because I'm getting your energy unscripted. It's like super live, which to me shows a lot of, you know, I'm very open and honest about your experience and how you experienced the program. You know, I didn't pay them to say all this nice stuff about it. By the way, you guys, in fact, they paid me. The money is this way.
Yes.
You know, and I want to say, Kim, actually, you know, you were asking specifically, just I'll tell you one thing that we found so helpful was just the way you outline how you do each of your live days, and, you know, throwing rocks at your enemies, allaying their fears, like really simple concepts. It's how that's what we meant, I think, also when Cheryl was saying how you paint the picture, because if you can walk these people through the journey, then there's no guesswork at the end of it. Here's where you're stuck. We get it because we've been there. Here's how we can help. Imagine what you can create for yourself with our help and support. And I think that was like one of the biggest things that we took away, that we were going to use over and over again, because it just makes so much bloody sense. Like, there's no, you know what I mean? Like, that part was really, for me, that was one of the standout parts, was just that methodology. It made it easier to communicate what we were trying to do for people.
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, before we get into, I'm about to wrap up this interview. I love their energy. I love your guys' energy. It's so amazing. I just love it. And so, imagine if you get my energy in real life, which is what's going to happen in Mexico this July.
I like it.
July 15th to the 18th. I rented this 15-room mansion right on the water in Mexico, and it's just going to be amazing. I hired like fire twirlers and wet drummers, and you can participate in that too. But what the just very quickly, public announcement, what the event is about is really being there live, and just the things that you learn through the Zoom, through the courses, through the interaction on Slack, it's going to be like 100-fold when it's really live. And we get to dive deeper into your business. You bring your laptop, and we go through workshops where we figure out systems, we figure out more of your sales. What are the things that you're saying that might sabotage, your closing, or how do you enhance that? So that's what we're going to be doing in Tulum, Mexico. I invite you guys to come if you can make it. Otherwise, we do have a virtual version of it where we do interact with you guys, and it's full on. It's like days of full on content. So it's carving out the time to really take care of these parts of your business that you might have worked on but didn't really go deep into yet. And that's why we have the event that's coming up. But if you can't make it to that one, there's going to be one in November 3rd to the 6th in Orlando, Florida, which is like in the US. But the next one we have is in Tulum. Bring your bikinis if you guys can come. But I just
give me a one piece. Who's gonna watch our children, Kim? This is what you had to tell us.
I was also thinking maybe I can have, because there's like homes nearby. I got one for my team, but I might think about like one that's like for just babysitting. Maybe. There's
be a possibility. Raising eyebrows for Cecelia and I, because the reality is we have children. So
maybe let me ask the company that helps me put this together. They're amazing. They've done like 2 of my events before, and it's like a transformative event. So it's not just like tactical and stuff, but it's also taking you through this eye-opening emotional experience as well. We have Connor Bell, and he's coming, and he's all about like and this is something that we're introducing as a little bit different format, but it's also they're talking about releasing trauma also, which is a part that I'm like, I just got to make sure that they're like really good at that to see if we can have like sessions. It's kind of like, hey, is there going to be some massages? Is there going to be some entertainment? Is there going to be some releasing of trauma?
That's our wheelhouse, man. That's what we do.
I was just going to say, that's the reason. So Cecelia is really, really great at helping people release emotions and things like that. She makes people cry, poop, and puke
and barf. Yeah, that's my thing. It's like, which team you're on? Like, are you on team barf, team cry, or team poop?
Yeah.
Because like that's the healing, right? You empty all the stuff out.
Yes. But this is like the mind-blowing part about like the releasing, because this is exactly what we believe in, is that you hold on to stuff and it doesn't help you move forward. But the more you release it, the more you have the opportunity to actually have more good energy of the things that you actually want to create. And that's where, you know what I mean? Like that's where the releasing and everything actually helps you to align to what you truly desire and want based on the foundation of who you are. And that's what we love doing. Like Cecelia is amazing at. That's why we put our businesses together, because we're human beings first, man. Like we've come across so many people, women especially, because we love working with women, that, they stop themselves from moving forward because they have the trauma. So that is awesome that you have that. But by the way, cool. Cecelia is amazing at it. Just putting it out there. Maybe she could be the energy release healer there. I don't know. Just putting it out there.
Hey, come on. Come to Mexico. Let's go. Let's find you some babysitters. Let's freaking go for it. All right. Okay, guys, I have two questions left, which is one, if someone's on the fence to joining GroupConvert Ignite, what would you say to them if they're a good fit? Because we only allow people who are a good fit. And I'm so grateful that at this point in our business, we're attracting the people that have gone there, done launches, knows how to monetize, knows how to get people, and then they say yes to coming in with us, which is, to me, such a gift, because we're attracting really high level entrepreneurs into our world. So that's my first question. After that, where can they find you? What is your website? Who do you truly help? What's your perfect, what's the type of people that you would love to have, be able to transform their lives? Those are my only two last questions left. You can answer it in whatever order.
Awesome. No, so I in terms of oh my God, see, just lost my train of thought. Total mom brain. Okay, so why join GroupConvert? Hello, don't be crazy. Just go get the help where you need it from the people who know what the hell they're talking about. Like, and we also look, we run in organic launches. This has been a big part of our business and what we were teaching our clients. And now we have a new methodology that we know works that we can incorporate with the stuff that we'd already been doing. And so, like, honestly, why waste your time? Kim knows her stuff. Her team knows their stuff. Like, if you go at any one of Kim's coaches, coach like Kim does, which is what I love about your whole company, is that we don't have to feel a lack of service if it's not you, because you can't be everywhere. Let's be real, right? And so if you're waiting, don't wait, just go do it, because you won't regret it. It absolutely works, and they're incredible. You'll learn so much, you'll gain so much, and you will feel aligned to the people that you're working with because they actually care. Like, not once did someone say that's a stupid question. Not once did someone not look at every single piece of paper that we sent in their direction. So, like, you're never going to feel a sense of lack if you sign on with GroupConvert, because they actually want you to succeed. Like, they're not here just to sell you a program and run away. They want you to do well, and you can feel that in everything they offer.
Yeah. Beautiful. I'm mimicking everything that Cecelia said, but now to answer where to find us, you can find us on Facebook. We have a private Facebook group. It's called Successful Soulful Women Entrepreneurs. I think Cecelia put it in the private chat. I don't know how we can put it in the comments, but maybe
I'll put it in the comments.
Thanks, Kimmy.
Oh, thank you so much. We do not necessarily have a website. We've never really had a website. When you're in social media and doing organic marketing, you don't need to. Just come find us in a group and we can interact with you there. And both Cecelia and I are on Facebook. We have our own personal pages as well. Thank you for putting it up there. And as to who we serve. Okay, so this is where it's interesting, because like Cecelia and I right now, we are helping women entrepreneurs who are in the start of the business or are like sort of intermediate with their organic marketing, but we also are helping people tap into their spiritual gifts. Now, a lot of the women that have come into our program right now, which we absolutely love, because this is exactly who we were looking for, and that's what we got from this program, is that women who are tapping into their spiritual gifts and really I guess like wanting to bust that open, allow themselves to be seen and heard in a way that feels good to them. Also releasing a lot of energetic blockages and things like that in order to create abundance for themselves in all aspects. So not just like with money, but also with like personal lives, like being able to have better relationships, alignment in all areas of life, finding joy in everything that you do. Because Cecelia and I love finding the joy in our business and running in that perspective. That's why we always do what feels aligned to us. And we know our clients are going to do the same based on what we've learned and what we've embodied, because all the strategies work out there, but the ones that we really resonate with are the ones that we just run with. So that's what we love. That's what we love teaching. Ideally, that's who we love bringing into our energy, is people who just are all about intuition, being a healer, being a coach. You don't necessarily have to be a coach, but you can be a mentor in all aspects of like the woo-woo, the channeling, all the things, all the things that sometimes people don't necessarily want to talk about, but are so on the cusp and ready to be able to jump into their gifts and really soar with that. That's what we're here for. We love helping women like that. And we are all about that all day long. We would do this for absolutely free. We would. But the thing is, we also love abundance, and that's where we can shift the energy with people who are in this realm of learning how to help other people while creating a life of abundance for themselves too.
Oh man, I love it. You guys are so articulate.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, you guys. So go to Successful Soulful Women Entrepreneurs, the Facebook group. And guess what? This is really cool. They mentioned something. They don't have like a crazy official website. Neither do I. Well, I will one day. But you know, you can earn millions online without like a whole website, because this Facebook group world really allows people to connect with people. And you know, with a track record of them already helping so many women, it's very clear that you don't need to have all of the things in place, all the I's dotted, all the T's crossed. You can still transform the people that you want to help in their lives. And that's the gift that we get to do with this space. So I'm really excited. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and put you into the green room. You can X out whenever you want. I love the time that we spent together. This is not going to be the first interview. I'm going to interview you when you do 50K, 100K. Yeah. Let's go.
Thank you. We're excited. We're excited for that.
Guys. Yeah, I'm also really excited because you've done, or you know, this organically. The next stage is ads, and that's really that will make it even way more exciting. You'll see. All right, you guys.
Thank you, Kim.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Bye, Cecelia. Bye, Cheryl.
Bye.
All right, so that was Cheryl and Cecelia. There is very much a truth in. They're in the green room right now. They can exit. You can click the X mark. There's a truth in you are the client you attract. And in this space, with Ignite, I allow you to be able to do that with the team that we have. We have the resources. We have the exact step-by-step you need for the next thing, for you to really speak to your people, be able to have them hear you at the level of where, you know, they'll make big, all-in, full-out moves. And I love interviewing clients who are so energetic. With that said, I do want to share my screen and show you guys this amazing location that we have only about 15 tickets left for this mastermind. And I'm going to share with you. We only have actually one room left if you want to go into the live there with us. I rented out a 15-room mansion. It's a mansion mastermind. It's a 4-day mastermind. You're going to be meeting and greeting with 6, 7, 8, and 9-figure entrepreneurs, really high level. A lot of the people who are coming are already current clients. So they're already doing $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 a month with their business. Charles Curry is doing $100,000 a month. He's going to be there. We have amazing entrepreneurs there. You get to network with them. You get a roadmap on what group monetization experts are doing today to increase revenue, increase profitability, remove complexity. We have speakers bringing their A game. I have Bailey. He manages over $500,000 in ad spend, and he's going to show you how ads work if you've been struggling with ads. I teach you the organic method as well. And then you get a playbook on how simple software can get you high-ticket clients and passive reoccurring income for life. So I pull back the curtains on what it takes to think about, create, launch, and scale your simple software business as well, because I've been teaching people how to really scale up their Chrome extension, little simple software business where they can make passive reoccurring income for the rest of their life. And I teach you how to not only get funding, but how to get your clients have funding so that you can actually have people enroll into, your program so that you will have, you will be able to impact more lives. And we watch as we break down our hiring process. Nicholas Carome is amazing at scaling sales teams. And so we're going to be talking about how are you building out a scalable team so that you have a sustainable ecosystem for your business. There's going to be professionally catered food. I have a private chef on staff, as well as 20 team members, 20 people in the house. So if you need laundry, if you need towels, if you need anything, they're there to help serve you. They will follow you around and kind of help you with whatever it is that you want at the house itself. And it's a beautiful, beautiful location. It's in Mexico. It's right near Tulum. We're going to have an amazing time there. And we do have one more spot in the mansion left. So if you want to grab that spot, then hashtag Tulum, hashtag Mexico, and a team member will reach out to you. Otherwise, you can go to GroupConvert.com/Tulum. We also we have 2 landing pages for it because we're split beta testing these 2 landing pages. One is a bigger, very long form landing page. One is just an order form. If you go to Mastermind, which is the link in the comments, mastermind.groupconvert.com, you'll be able to see trailers as well. You can click grab a ticket. You can read more long form in terms of the event. There's pictures of the actual event itself. We only have 1 room left in the mansion. And then you get to see all the details about what we're going to be talking about. There's 3 levels that you can go and join us in: gold, platinum, and diamond level. And also we talk about the transformation in which you'll go through this event. You'll be actually getting a transformation. It's not just coming there and learning a few things and forgetting everything. You will be experiencing from day 1 to day 2 to day 3 a journey where you're focusing, instead of going wide, you're going to go deep on specific topics inside of scaling your business. So this program, this event, is a lot of high-level entrepreneurs there. Will we have a few beginners? Of the current list of attendees we have right now, no. So if you are a high-level entrepreneur, you want to be surrounded by other high-level entrepreneurs. This event is not going to be for beginners. It's going to be for more mid-tier to advanced entrepreneurs that are joining us. If that sounds good for you, then hashtag Tulum. Reach out to me, send me a message. We only have you come if it's a good fit, if it's good time well spent for you guys. And if you're interested in group growth, you're interested in monetization, you're interested in finally getting your ads handled, because some of you guys saw me through the ads world, through the poop ad and the island ad. We're going to be also running some more interesting. I have an ice cream ad out there. If that's what you want to get handled, this is the event for you. This is I welcome you to come and go ahead and go to mastermind.groupconvert.com and I'll see you guys there. If you can't make it to this upcoming event in July 15th to 18th, we do have an event that's happening in November 3rd to the 6th, and that's going to be in Orlando, Florida. And that's in a ballroom. That's 300-person event. This next one is going to be smaller, intimate event. We're actually accepting only 55 people in there, and 85% of the tickets are already sold. So see you guys there. Otherwise, I had a fantastic time. I love being able to talk to my clients. If you guys have any questions regarding how do you monetize your Facebook group, how did Cecelia and Cheryl, in a group of just 100 people, make $22,000 in 5 days with 50 booked calls ahead of them? 30 more booked calls ahead of them, 50 total, converting, getting people on a book call, about half of the audience. Then go ahead and reach out to me, to any member of my team, and we'll be able to have a conversation with you. If you've been killing it on TikTok, on Instagram DMs, if you're tired of the grind of just getting clients all the time and you really want to build out a good ecosystem, then make sure that you have a conversation with us, all right? I'll see you guys very shortly in the next interview. I'm going to be interviewing another amazing entrepreneur in about a few days, and I'll talk to you guys soon, all right? Have a wonderful day. See you in the next video. Oh yeah, if you like that video, then you will love all the resources that I have over at kimcdang.com. That is QuickLinkConvert.com. There you will find all my courses, my extensions, all the offers that I have, as well as a lot of free resources if you are just getting started.